Alrighty. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Look at my sound. Was working earlier. We got a new setup with that we're testing out today. We're doing Restream actually. It's a pretty good alternative to StreamYard because StreamYard has just gone corporate and jacked their prices up so much that it is really unrealistic for most people. So Restream is an alternative that is cheaper if you go and actually pay for it, which I'm thinking about. But I'm testing all the uh, um, all the features that it has and see the capabilities. It does everything that StreamYard seems to do, with a little bit more on the free side. So so we're gonna test this uh, and jump back into it. So hopefully it's working on your guys' end. It seems to be working. So I know it's been a while and stuff. I took a little break and I'm back in the saddle, ready to ride the horse, as we should say. Got a pretty good show lined up, I think. Got a couple interesting AI videos that you guys probably are seeing floating around in the reels and social media. And we're going to take a look at some of these and how it pertains to Bigfoot hoaxing and some of the stuff that's going to be coming down the pipeline more and more, and how it's the AI videos actually if it evolved, and we're going to take a look at some of that stuff. So we're going to have another show, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm thinking, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we've been doing at Lost Cryptids, some of the little stuff about um, the conference and after the conference and stuff. Some of the outings that we've been going on, solo stuff, a bunch of recordings that we've been going, uh, have been getting and going over and stuff, hours and hours and hundreds of hours worth. So I've been having the time to do that and not gather anymore because it's hunting season, gun season, archery season. So I don't like to put my audio out when everyone's out there shooting guns off, and it's kind of hard to keep a good spot when you're always kind of going in between and dodging hunters on the way for to get your audio. So I've been having time to catch up on all the stuff that we've been getting, and hopefully can showcase some of that stuff more in an upcoming episode. Nothing yet that screams, "Oh my God, Sasquatch!" This or that, smashing someone's brains, and then you can actually tell it's real and stuff. But some odd pops and tree knocks and rustles and stuff like that that sounds a little bit more than a typical rodent or raccoon and some other stuff. So it's pretty interesting. I do have some other audio evidence to showcase in an upcoming show with a witness's mom actually recorded this and is supposedly a unknown creature making these vocalizations and breaks some tree branches and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of shows actually planned and lined up, and we're going to get some hopefully some new faces on the show to kind of co-host once in a while. But we're going to have a lot of different show ideas and stuff coming up. Probably going to have to try to do 2 shows a week, a weekday show, usually maybe on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday even. Just depends. But and then usually we'll do the Saturday and stuff. So we'll be back in our regular scheduled program. And so, yeah, let's get started with some of this stuff. It's good to see everyone in chat, like Sandra Piper. And I know I seen Bat Mom. I'm pretty sure I seen her on the YouTube version, but anyways. So we're going to take a look at some of these AI videos and stuff that we've been talking about for a couple of years now. I think at least 2 years. 1.5 years, 2 years, about some of the stuff that was going on with AI photographs and stuff, and then how they were evolving. And now we're starting to see these videos that are coming out, and it's not all AI and stuff. Some of it is actually computer generation. Some of it's actual artists with lots of time on their hands and using different software like Blender and stuff to make animations and stuff that they can put into real scenery or mix in with some AI generation and overlays and stuff to actually help in mix different stuff. So it's not all one thing. And there's a particular set of videos that does that more than AI generation. So what I found is, by doing this myself, if you pay, basically it's, there's a lot of editing and stuff. And if you pay for those, the real good versions and stuff, they get kind of hefty prices and stuff. But some of the videos that we're going to take a look at are pretty, getting pretty real. I mean, these could fool, I would say, kids and old folks and maybe some people who didn't have their glasses on. I'm going to say that the videos that we're going to take a look today are going to be degraded in resolution, I'm sure, on the live stream. Being because the live stream is in 720p and the videos are, of course, on all social media platforms, I'm sure you could find in 180p at least. So it will be downgraded, of course, when we show the videos on live streams, because that's just how it goes. But we're going to take a look at some of the earlier stuff, some of the simple stuff, and then we're going to get to the more complex videos that are out there. And some of the more simple stuff is, it really is all done with pictures and stuff still. So, of course, videos are just pictures, 60 frames, 60 pictures a second and stuff like that, that are overlaid each other. So that's how they're making some of these videos most of the time. And it's very easy to tell. So I should be good on most of this audio. I guess we'll see after YouTube does its thing. I did test some of these music and stuff videos, so they didn't copyright me and stuff yet. All right, so we're going to take a look at some basic stuff that you maybe. Beautiful music, of course. And so this is AI generation. All right, so I can mute it so you guys can hear me. So this is all done with an AI prompt generation, things like dark 80s movie themes and stuff. And so all this is all the stuff is moving through pictures and stuff. It's very simple and stuff, very slim movements, color, brightness, and changes, not complex stuff. And this is some of the things that we were seeing earlier this year when it comes to video generation, that it was pretty easy to do, lifelike. It does look like an old 80s movie style type of videos that you'd be able to tell that obviously it's not real. But this is just, again, more of the simplest stuff. Let me figure out how to get all this. Okay. Restream is a little bit different than StreamYard with their button configurations and how you do this. But I kind of like it. How did that video work for you guys? Was it really buffering a lot? Did it work smoothly? On my end, it worked pretty good. I get the feeling with Restream, I haven't looked into the company too much. I actually, Emily, who does the B system, I'm part of a one of the co-hosts on there. She actually moved to Restream, and we did the debate, or not the debate. We did the election show during the election, and was pretty impressed with Restream. And I got the feeling when it already had all of my information from StreamYard that it must have been some of the people from StreamYard as the developers and stuff, which is very interesting. So like when I got into like a Restream and stuff, they already had the same information that StreamYard already had, basically already set up, ready to go. All right, so so right now, actually, I think their normal price is like $20, $25, $20 a month, and they're doing a Black Friday special until December something. So it's like 50% off if you buy the whole year. So I'm thinking about doing that because StreamYard is just, I mean, $50 a month for the most basic stuff for everyone to stream is a bit pricey for everyone. I mean, that's, just to have fun and stream and all that. I mean, it's, that's something was looking forward to. All right. So let me try and find these buttons. Everything's different. Let me get the next video. And this is going to be more of the same kind of style with the simple AI prompt. I don't know if the music on that one's going to get me in trouble. I didn't test that one. I tested some of these other ones, but so this was a dark 80s Zelda prompt where you have different characters of the Zelda franchise for those of you who are familiar. And this one's buffering a little bit. So some of these are characters from the Zelda, of course, recognizable. That one didn't play too good, which is all right. But you can see it's very simple and stuff, very lifelike when it comes to the actual human characters. And there is very small movements with the walking and the scene generation and stuff, very lifelike and stuff. So, you even have reflections on the water in the ground and stuff. And to a lot of people, you'd be able to tell this is fake and stuff. But to older generations, younger kids, and maybe people who have some seeing disabilities, some of the times this might look pretty real and stuff. And that's the challenges that researchers are going to face, is we're going to come across these videos that are going to get more real. And it's going to be almost impossible in the next, I would say 10 years, 5-10 years without advanced software to detect AI manipulation and generation. All right, let me remove that. We'll get started on this next one. Yeah, StreamYard has always been a company, and they just took off super fast, very successful. And in the beginning, they were very user-friendly, very customer-oriented. In fact, I messaged directly the second guy in charge, the guy who was doing all the coding at the time. Back in the day, he would talk with you directly and very helpful, but they've gone very corporate once they've added the like corporate level packages of, $500 plus a year packaging for businesses. They really kind of started just orienting and focusing on that customer basis instead of the hobbyist, podcaster, people who can afford $20 a month, instead of now it's like $50 a month or $45 a month and stuff, which is doable. But at the end of the day, man, that's like like $400 a year for the basic. I mean, that's a hefty price. And I think a lot of people have been complaining about it, of course, and looking for alternatives. So, all right, so let's take a look at some simple ones still. We're gonna take a look at this funny, wholesome video, and you can tell that it's very AI of stuff, of course. Turn that volume down just a little bit. And this is adorable, of course. And of course, you can tell. Yeah, mute it. You can tell it's, AI generation, of course, but you can just see how more realistic it is getting. How this is using like photographs and stuff more than anything, and it's jumping them together, especially when you see the movements and stuff. It's very cartoonish. But this is very easy to do and stuff, and very funny and cute. It's just something that you can use. You can make any kind of prop and stuff. It's the funniest thing ever. And luckily, there's not a lot of people who are making prompts to hoax the Bigfoot community yet, and unfortunately, it's coming and stuff, because we will see some of these more prominent people. I feel, and we'll take a look, and who are going to more sensationalized people who just put out videos and don't care about the actual sources and don't care about if it's real or not. They just sensationalize and just want to put out the content. So we're going to see more of these AI videos. Well, let's take a look at some more pretty interesting early AI, very easy stuff to make. And as we take a look at this, of course, this is a Street Fighter prompt with the different characters, like Guile right there, and the sumo, and they look pretty real for a quick glance and stuff. Hopefully, it'll stop buffering for you guys and myself. We'll replay this. It says my connection is totally good, but we'll just have to keep trying with this. I'm not sure if it's restream or if it's on my end. Let's bring that back up so you guys can see that. But basically, it's just very lifelike images of characters brought to life, and we're seeing how it is getting better. I think the sound might maybe not playing the sound I was hoping would help, but I'm not quite sure. But you can see just how lifelike it is, especially with the background and stuff. And the details are getting better, more lifelike, realistic. And, you splice this in with other stuff, and you fool people with thinking that's a real dude, even though it's not. Especially with fast frame rates and stuff, 3 seconds, 2 seconds frame rates, and you start flashing and having all sorts of stuff happen at the same time. All right, so for some reason, I guess this video just doesn't want to work, which is fine. Definitely fine. We're just going to skip that and keep moving along because that's all you can do, right? And then we have get some Star Wars going. This one doesn't have any sound and stuff. It was just playing some music and stuff. But you can see, I think this was like Trailer Park Star Wars or something. And it's pretty hilarious, kind of comical, and easy to do. And, some of the stuff it needs to be tweaked, but another year or two, another 5 years, what kind of evolution are we going to see with these AI, where it's going to get the hands and fingers right, the scenery right, and everything's actually going to be smooth. And so some of the things that you see now are, the fingers still get a little wonky and stuff. Some of the movements of the people in the body ligaments get deformed or rearranged, kind of like what's going on and stuff. Or the straight line of the lightsabers gets a little bendy and stuff. Or it's supposed to be driving forward and the scenery is like they're in reverse and stuff. So like some of the stuff can be touched up and re-edited, and another year or two, I mean, this will look even better. And there's a lot of these videos, and whole content creators dedicated to this type of AI creation. So you can just look and find all sorts of different stuff. And it is hilarious. Then we're going to play another one with sound that should have... hopefully this one plays and the sound works good because it's funny. And I shouldn't get in trouble. But who cares? It doesn't really matter. The only thing that happens is, you don't get monetized, and that's about it. Don't get a strike or anything for that. All right.
Down in Wester Hollow where the country folk plotting, it's king of the porch, but his seat's getting hot. John's a half son, his roots kind of cross, and he's dreaming of a man whose teeth ain't all lost. Ari's in the yard swinging knives at a tree, and Bran's rolling around since he fell from that old TV. Out in Wester Hollow where the trailers lay, the Lannisters and Starks all fight every day. Everybody's related in this tangled up scene. King of the trailer park, that's the redneck dream. Cersei's in the yard winking at her kin. Jamie's with his sister and it ain't no sin. Tyrion's small as a stump but drinks like a mule. He's guzzling down beer while y'all act the fool. Towels pulling strings, scheming in the dark. The
this is just great.
Folks just tearing them apart. Out in Wester Hollow where the trailers lay, the Lannisters and Starks all fight every day. Everybody's related in this tangled up scene. King of the trailer park, that's the redneck dream. Joffrey's barking orders, making folks kneel, but the Holler's got eyes and his fate's sealed. Little fingers pimping girls, dealing in the shade. Varys hears it all, but silence gets him paid. Daenerys rolls up slow with gators by her side.
And
down in Wester Hollow where the country folk plot.
Yeah, mute that. So that was kind of a fun and cheeky little AI prompt with Game of Thrones, and you see how realistic the actual people are, just from the prompting and stuff, in the background. And there's some things, of course, that need to get fixed with the AI tweaking and stuff, but you can see how realistic and I think the AI song music, it might even be AI generation. I know that there are lots of software and services and apps that you can pay to make AI generated music and actual voices and instruments and whole songs like this. And so this is like the beer cans upside down. and stuff. He's, there's a couple things that need to be tweaked and stuff. Of course, that fight scene, they're grabbing and stuff. The bodies and stuff jiggle and morphize and stuff, which we'll see in some of these other videos a little bit. But this is a pretty interesting and good one that does show the quality and stuff when it comes to the people and the characters that you actually want to look like. I think for anyone who's actually seen Game of Thrones enough, it does help that I think the AI generation does have all these references to like the actors and stuff like that to generate them to look like that. You can scan a bunch of photographs and it helps the AI prompt to make the characters exactly like you want. And so this is just one of those things that it's out there. And luckily, these people are not making the Bigfoot videos. They're not making hoax videos. They're not dedicating their time to putting a Bigfoot in the woods and making it look hyper realistic. Now, there are people that are making hyper realistic creatures, but thankfully, it's very recognizable, and it's always done in a way that's not hoaxing yet. But I think that we will see a big boom of hoaxes and hoaxers and just these AI generation in a format that it presents as lost footage, as found footage, as, oh my God, I just experienced this. And it will be pretty interesting, especially when you can overlay these AI or computer generations, in which you can already do now with like Blender and animations and stuff. You can get hyper realistic with CGI. Let's see. We did that. All right, so let's take a look at some of these creatures, and then we're going to take a look at a Bigfoot video that Bozy Bigfoot posted. But let's take a look at this one. So here we have Bigfoot-like looking creature as it walks towards the camera. And then you have, some other AI generation prompt and stuff that we see. It's just exactly what it can do. And basically, it just it makes hyper realistic things out of anything you want, out of nothing and stuff. So we're going to play that again of, we can have these creatures walking in a realistic, hyper realistic environment. And even have a hyper realistic looking mouth with thousands of teeth and drool and all sorts of craziness going on that, would fuel people. So like right here with this first little couple seconds of stuff when it's walking through the woods, the scenery looks pretty interesting and stuff. You have this creature going in the background or something like that, and it starts to fool a little bit more than what we see here. So we're going to go for at least an hour tonight, or maybe more. Just depends. I'm not planning to go super long. I still have a bunch of audio to go through, so the more I get to go through, the more potential evidence I get to present for you guys. So, all right, let's take a look at this Bozy video. So I cropped it and stuff to make it fit better in the format, of course, but it should play. Hopefully it will play. So, because I want to show you guys the transition basically from on all fours to upright. And for you guys to be able to see it properly, it needs to not buffer. If you see this video, it's on Bozy Bigfoot on his reels. I'm sure you can find it. the creature appears to be on all fours and transitions to upright. If you look at it and stuff, in my opinion, I'm going to say that it looks almost like AI generated prompt movement where the creature moves in a way where it gets up and the body morphs in my opinion, like some of the AI videos that I've been watching for a little bit for the last couple days. And um, that's my opinion of it and stuff. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully this will play. But you see it, yeah, kind of it morphs and shifts the body in such a way that, and then starts kind of like floating like this. And to my opinion, it looks AI generated and stuff. And this could be potentially a hoax, obviously, but one of the first with some of this paid for AI software. Or, I mean, it could be some other things mixed in, but I don't think Bozy. We do know that from what the dude posts or the people post, I'm not quite sure who the person is, that they post very extraordinary videos that give them lots of going viral videos and stuff. He posts a lot of fake stuff, a lot of stuff from Sonny Vader, a lot of known stuff that is hoaxy. And this is really just doesn't want to play. So anyways, you guys can go to Bozy Bigfoot. It's pretty easy. He's very popular with the average Joe people who are not researchers, who really don't know much about anything of the Bigfoot community, the players, the hoaxers, the hoax videos, the people who are perpetrating hoax videos still. That really is a shame. But that's why we're testing a stuff, if maybe it says my internet's completely 100% great on my end, so it could be the video, it could be Streamlabs. I was looking at Streamlabs as an alternative, but it could be Restream. So, but in my opinion, when it morphs and it starts doing this like jellyfish thing, it looks like an AI type of video, which we will see more videos of like that. They're just a couple seconds of a thing on all fours and it gets up and walks and the video ends, and there's only very minimal clues that we're going to be able to tell now. Like in that video, there's only a couple seconds where the creature body morphs and it kind of jiggles, almost like it has no bones in its body. It starts to jiggle a little bit. You see, there's prompts like that in the AI where it still needs to evolve to get right, and you do that 100 times, and you keep editing, and it's going to get it right. Another year, another 2 years, another 5 years, 10 years. I can't imagine what we're going to keep seeing. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that's out there that are potentially being hoaxed. Of course, this could be presented in a way that it could be hoaxed. And so if you come across this has sound and stuff, and it's a guy talking as he keeps saying, like, what is that? Oh my gosh. And what is that thing? And so this is presented as being shot in 1995, of course, with just some symbiote thing crawling around. And of course, it's not playing stuff, but you can see the creature and stuff, and all it is just a tangled mess and morphs and flies, and doesn't have any Kind of looks like an octopus right there and stuff. But you can see it coming out of the river and stuff, which is pretty interesting. It looks kind of realistic. Like if you had something like looking like a Nessie, or just a head that pops up that wasn't all crazy alien looking like that, but like some type of uh, serpent head, like a sea serpent, and you had a body flowing in the water like this, that would have been a lot harder to tell it's AI generation, something that's not obvious, something that's hidden, something that's just simple and stuff. You don't need all this dramatic flair to make the video pop, but if you just have very subtle hints of a hump in the water or a couple humps that indicate, oh my God, the creature's 40 feet long, and you have a head that sticks out in the waves of the crashing water and stuff, that would have been a lot more realistic, and a lot more people would have been jumping at, oh my God, this is real and stuff. Of course, you have the flying spaghetti monster. That's what it is, flying and stuff. So we'll have to show Pat this one. I'll send him I should send him the actual video so he can make a little prompt of it flying. So yeah, you can have hyper realistic looking creatures in water that would fool people, is fooling some people if you look at the comments. But of course, thankfully, these are mostly can be found on the AI generator content creator profiles. That's all they really do, is generate these content. But it's the people who take them and then re-edit them and then package them of found footage of, oh my God, I seen this creature, and I found this videotape in my grandpa's attic, and can you believe what it's on there? Those are the people who are gonna make hoaxes and spread these lies. It's coming along. First we had the photographs, the AI photographs. Now we're gonna have the videos trickling in. You're gonna have more Bigfoot videos, I guarantee. Because it's not us, it's not the researchers who are gonna make all these AI videos and look like it's actual real hoaxing and stuff. If a researcher does it, most likely to be for experimentation to see what can be done, or just you could make a I know you could make a video AI generation of the patty film and stuff. That would be cool to see. Different stuff like that, of recreation of sightings and stuff. Now that would be a great tool for AI video generation in the next 5 years, of tell a whole prompt into the encounter into the prompt, and it could recreate an encounter for you via AI and actually have some representation to visualize. Now that would be a pretty cool, useful tool for research, instead of having nefarious purposes, of course. So let's take a look at. All right, so we did that. We did the Bosie. Did that. Oh yeah, this one. And this is the second video to that alien. And this, of course, was what's filmed on the banks of Lake Michigan, not in a river. And these creatures look slightly different. Hopefully the video plays. It's kind of the whole point of the show, is to have all these videos playing. But that's okay. I'm probably going to make, if I have the time, we'll try to make all these compilations together. Maybe I'll do a little voiceover and have an actual video that you guys can just watch. But the creature looks pretty realistic. If you made the creature more simpler, I think, you could have really fooled some people with this thing actually moving and interacting in the water, um, and with the actual good story behind it, and then someone who actually is going to stand on their feet and lie through their teeth about it. You could have had some stuff that makes the news even. Man. Yeah, this one just moves around a little bit, but you see that the waves crashing and going over and underneath of the creature is really realistic. I mean, that is hyper realistic, and so that's some of the stuff is getting like amazingly great. That looks hyper real, especially if you watch it on your phone from the actual source. It will actually be better resolution. You guys can see brighter, better, and all that good stuff. So, all right, let's move on because we got a couple more, and we got to get through this before it gets too crazy late. All right, so we're gonna have a couple more of these short ones. So here's some more footage found of some creatures. And I wish that was smoother and stuff. Because well, if you see these prompts, moving in real time at full speed, it does look pretty realistic with them. It's not doing it justice, being slow and buffering, unfortunately. But some of these creatures do look pretty realistic and stuff. Some of these prompts right here with these snakes and stuff doesn't, you can tell it's fake. The dog's face is just almost backwards and stuff. And you got some of this hilarious stuff that you can make and create. Let's go back to this snake prompt and stuff. So this one I thought was pretty interesting because if you look at the dog, of course, you look at the people and you look at the snake, everything is kind of looks good, but the details, like the dude's face is all messed up, the dog's snout's all messed up, the snake's doing some crazy stuff, and the guy inside the vehicle's not quite there. But in another year or two, how advanced is this prompt going to be to where it's really going to show a snake and a bunch of people fighting and a dog actually biting the snake? And this is just almost a first draft of stuff, of these video AI videos and stuff. This is like year 1, year 2, barely. And so another year, another 2 years, these things are going to get hyper advanced and stuff, because every time you make one, every time it learns, you re-edit and reprompt, it's learning and learning. And we do know that all this technology really accelerates every 2 years. So it is going to be amazing to see, frightening a little bit to see the stuff, because being a person who's on the internet, my face is on the internet, anyone who has podcasts and is on the internet, people can take all these episodes that I've made, or like say Joe Rogan or more prominent people, and they can make AI generated videos and voice to speech, to where you could type anything that you want and you can have the president of the United States on the television talking as if it's reality and stuff. So that's some of the more frightening technology issues. Another some of the stuff where if you're more prominent on the internet, or you have the sources where people can steal, they can use your voice and type whatever they want, but to call your relatives and have your voice on the other end and say, hey, I've just been in an accident, can you come to this place, blah blah blah, I'm going to call blah blah blah, and they hang up the phone real fast, and your daughter or your mother or whoever is, well, they've just been in a car crash, you heard them on the phone, it's very urgent. You didn't speak for them that long because they got to go call other people. So you're on your way to that scene where there's no accident that took place, but a bunch of criminals have set up and are expecting you and stuff. So there are some very nasty applications and stuff. And some of this other stuff I was going to mention on a future show is holograms and stuff that they do for live concerts, and these drone technology, these drone holograms that you can watch over NFL games and different venues around the world where, it's not real, it's hologram projection technology. And the one with Michael Jackson on stage, Tupac's on stage, and some of these other ones, it's pretty amazing what they can do. And when you get some of the conspiracy theories, it's like Project Bluebeam and some of these hyper realistic holograms that they could show of like alien invasions and catastrophes and stuff like that. What they show the public, what you see over the the NFL games and stuff like that, is that's public knowledge. It's not military applications and stuff that they have built ready to go. We are going to have a future episode, maybe next Saturday on Bigfoot and the UFO connection, because I don't know if you guys have recently seen some of the stuff that has came out with the congressional hearing or meeting on the UFO, UAP, and the whistleblowers. But that was some pretty heavy stuff that came out. So we're going to get some clips and all that and talk about it. And, they some of these things admitted that there's been crashes and stuff, and there's been spacecraft and materials recovered by the U.S. government. Now, of course, a lot of those guys will say they would very hesitant to give the details on aliens and stuff like that, but to the public, but they kept saying, in a closed meeting, I will love to tell you guys the name of this, the details of this, exactly what happened here. And, non-biological intelligent entities and stuff like that. It's very, very interesting. So we're going to have an episode and stuff like that. So stay tuned. But it kind of gets into some of those holograms and different technologies that are potentially not even so far-fetched anymore. When the U.S. government and government officials and whistleblowers and Congress members are literally having meetings about, yes, there are spacecrafts that fly close to our pilots that, in fact, cause injuries. There has been injuries. There's been people who've been injured who are being paid because they got injured by one of these UFOs or UAP spacecrafts. That's a real thing that they actually talked about. So it is very interesting, maybe Bigfoot is part of the alien conspiracy, that would kind of answer and fill in some of these blank questions and answers that we have. But so it's a pretty awesome discussion I think we're going to have. Maybe we'll try to have some other people on at the same time. All right, so let's continue with all right. We're going to continue with some random. No, we'll do this one first. Hopefully it plays right. And anyways, when you watch this and it actually comes out of the water and it transitions and stuff, the water and all the scenery looks hyper realistic. And I think we are going to see more of these like lost footage videos of people swimming, having fun with a camera or in a boat, and then, you know, something happens and you'll have some creature just swallow. And man, that really sucks. It's weird how that is. All right, so let's move on to the next one, and then we're about at an hour, so we're doing pretty good. And I really want this one to work and be smooth because it's going to skip some of these videos if it buffers too much. These videos are only like 10 seconds long and stuff. So like this one right here was a pretty interesting and kind of hyper realistic video prompt of some like little person. And so luckily, you know, a lot of these AI videos, you know, they're not long in duration. You know, they're only a couple seconds, 30 seconds. You know, when we have them like that little one or some of these ones, you know, when they're going on for like a minute or something and they're doing different things and it's going to look realistic and not like, you know, found footage of, you know, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and it's like cut off, but you actually have a minute and you have a scene and something actually plays out. And man, it's going to be quite interesting when we do another show like this in a whole another year. Cause we've done, I think a show last year, maybe the year before on some of these AI photographs. I know we've done a couple of them where we show some of these photographs that are being passed around as real giants and all this. Let me try to get this to work. Like this little worm thing in the well looked pretty realistic. You know, you can go on to like, you know, the Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts, and you can just type in like AI video creatures and stuff like that, and you can see some of these videos, and they're, you know, they're getting better. What can I say? And that's going to be the real challenge. Is we're going to have some people who, you know, not to name names, but like Bozy, Bigfoot, and some of these other people on TikTok and who just post sensationalized videos just to get the views and clicks, and they don't care about research or anything like that. You know, those are the type of guys who are going to make the prompts to fake the AI videos because that's, you know, going to get the clicks. I mean, that's really all they kind of got going from is to regurgitate old hoax videos or viral videos in an attempt to get viral fame. All right, so we did that. It really sucks because I can't play this. I mean, we could play it, but I don't, you know, it's not going to really.
Into 1-inch cubes. Filling station, aluminum cans circulate around a rotating table. As one worker shovels cube meat onto the center of the table, others manually fill cans, while simultaneously performing a quality inspection. Workers will discard any cubes that are discolored or too fatty. Next, technicians place a single cube of sea salt in each can filled with meat. This is the only added ingredient.
McDonald's for
At the next station, workers weigh each can individually and either add or remove meat to reach the
So yeah, as you can see, I'm surprised that actually worked. So this video and of course the audio generated is AI. Of course, as I'm sure you guys could tell. But you know, it's getting to the point to where, man, you're there's gonna have to be there's definitely going to be some regulations put into place when it comes to broadcasting and using some of the stuff with the world leaders. And because you could have, there are videos I was going to show where they have Trump and Hillary and Kamala and Biden, breaking into people's houses, being gangsters with, guns and stuff. I mean, there's a bunch of different hilarious stuff that you can tell is AI, but their faces are very hyper realistic, and you can make them say stuff that sounds exactly like Trump or Hillary or Kamala or whoever you want, especially the celebrities, because there's more information to use and be able to use for the AI. So
required weight. The filled cans now travel on a conveyor belt to the cook room. There, they enter the preheater, which blasts them with steam for 20 seconds. This expels air that's trapped between the cubes of meat. Next, the cans move into the closing machine. The machine compresses the meat to provide sufficient clearance at the top of the can. This headspace creates...
All right, I'm surprised that it worked, but yeah, very, very yummy looking. That's how chicken nuggets are made at McDonald's. Good to see you, Brooke. Hope you have a good night and have fun. Glad to have you. And everyone in chat, I'm glad to have you guys here. Everyone, of course, is going to watch after the fact. I didn't have much notice on this video, but we are going to continue to go live on a regular basis. 1 to 2 times a week. One during the weekday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursdays. Oh yeah, here's a funny one like I was talking about with the celebrities.
The 2B! Okay. One hell of a one, fucking John Dory! It's fucking redder than your beard, and look at me! It's still raw!
Man,
all of you, come here! All of you! Look at the mess! Fucking you three doing! Who's running the station? You've always got a fucking answer for everything! Shut it! You should be in line!
Alright. We're going to try to play that again. Hopefully we can see the actual scenes of it, because it is funny. So this is the Gordon Ramsay AI prompt of him being into the Sopranos scenes and stuff. So you have live generated video scenes with Ramsay, and then you can see in some of these where everything goes crazy. I think at the particular one where all of the guys in the background. So go look for this one. I'm sure you can find it very easy by typing it. All of the guys in the backgrounds, their mouths drops and they all start fluttering and stuff. And the whole prompt goes crazy out of whack. But you can tell, like, it's going to be, I mean, we can do this now with different software and photo editing, and not even with AI, where you can put people into scenes and people's faces into scenes, but this is using different tech.
Shit! The 2B! Okay. One hell of a one!
Okay, we're going to try to do it without that. So, he comes in the scene, he's splitting out different foods, he runs in, he's cutting the meat and stuff, and all the people, are looking at him, are reacting to him and stuff like that. This right here, you see all their faces go crazy and they all like wig out, like they're all. So it doesn't get the guns right, doesn't get the fingers right and stuff like that. But it is hilarious though that you can make these different videos and stuff prompted. And I did show on a different episode where they had Donald Trump and Elon Musk and a couple other celebrities playing D&D. In fact, it was a 4-hour video of all of these celebrities playing a game of D&D, and they were actually playing and interacting and swearing nonstop. But it was very hilarious that all of it was just a simple prompt and stuff, and how advanced and intricate it will actually go if you spend the time and do this. So with that, you could make prompts of witnesses having encounters that never happened. So like, oh, I got a phone call recording of a witness. Let me share her story. And I play you a recording of a lady who says she got abducted by Bigfoot. He carried her through the swamp. Luckily, she got away to tell the story. But, it's not real. It's an AI generated communication like ChatGTP. It's not real. And you're going to have a real voice that's made up, generated, because you can have, an AI look at thousands of different voices scrubbed off the internet, or if you give it videos or different voices, or potentially what some of these stuff could do. I know some of these AI texts and some of these communication like Chat GTP AI stuff won't allow it to go on the internet to search for real information and stuff and real live stuff. But some of these other companies and lower independent people, could make softwares, AI systems where they scrub the internet and video archives for voices, and then they feed it into a generator, and it can take all of these voices and produce brand new voices of people that sound hyper realistic that never existed. And then, you get them on like a Wes Germer thing, and oh man, you can have 1,000 witnesses come on a show. And what if you had an AI generated prompt of a dude or a lady or kid or whoever come on, and you can have a live interaction with while you're recording the stuff. So as a host, you have them on and it's just a blank screen because they don't want to be on video, but you can actually talk back and forth with like a Chat GTP live with real voices, and they're going to tell you about a Bigfoot encounter that they have. That is going to be coming in the future. That will be a future dilemma 5 years from now, I would say. It's hard to really say because we have the technology to do it now, but there's luckily not a lot of people who want to spend the time and nefariously do that. But you could set it up now and be talking to some robot Chat GTP, except for you're on a phone call with a real person and you type what you want, or like some of these real ones, it's just an AI, so it's just going to generate whatever comes up. So that could be the potential new hoaxing of the future is AI generated witnesses to come on live to talk to you, or just to record. I got a recording of a witness. Yeah, I talked to the witness after the Bigfoot conference, and I recorded it on my phone because that's what we do. Here, let me play it for you. That is going to become an issue more than the AI video, because at least we can spot and kind of have some of these stuff to indicate. With the voice stuff, unless you have the software, it can tell, and it shows, oh yeah, it's definitely AI generated. It might be a lot more easier to trick people with these AI witnesses. And I think that's the big conundrum, big issue that we're going to face. And that is something that we're going to have to learn to adapt and overcome, because these videos are coming out. The photographs are already out. And as a real researcher, among others, when we're out there getting photographs, And it's our integrity about what actually happened in the encounter with the evidence presented that is going to stand up against thousands of hoax videos of there's no substance to them. It's just a video. So that's why if you are a researcher, it's very important to have the integrity of the research, to stand on your feet and to have it firm, because if it's okay to make mistakes and stuff. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's wrong about something, or you assume things, but to flat out lie, flat out hoax, to flat out be nefarious and to do it on purpose to trick people, that is something that cannot stand, and I think there's a lot of people who we've talked about, and there's a lot of people out there who, they're not standing on their feet anymore. There's a lot of people who are not so stable, and the more you press them, the more you actually talk and you get out in the woods with them, you kind of find out that these people really don't know what they're talking about. They've never been close to a Bigfoot, or they've never interacted or had any sort of, they don't even have knowledge about going out and hunting or any sort of thing. I've been with people who are keyboard warriors, sound like they're an expertise. I've been with people who've been to the Congo, and when you go out with them, they act like, they've never set foot in the woods the day of their life. And then they start pointing at things that are just lackluster and simple-minded. Anyone can point at the ground and say, oh, there's a track, and there's an impression of a bazillion different things, Anyways, so when it comes to the evidence and stuff, who's behind it, who's in the group, what's some of the other stuff they've had, because we've seen too much of this, like the Squatch Watchers. Myself, Brent, and others have showcased that these guys are hoaxers. I think I've shown more than a dozen different videos of them hoaxing and faking or acting. And yet they were showcased on Untold Radio, with Doug Highcheck, as legitimate researchers. And, the water's getting pretty muddy. It's already being muddy, but I have a feeling, especially with all the talk of, how the narrative, the talk of the narrative being so out there and wrong, I think that we are going to hopefully sooner rather than later have a time where their narration is going to be pressed up against the wall, and the people who claim to have Bigfoot on their property or Bigfoot every weekend, but no evidence, no audio, no nothing, but just the stories, are really going to be pressed up to the wall so much that they are either going to just flat out quit, never to be seen again, or you're going to start having people confessed of, oh yeah, this, it wasn't real, it was fake and stuff. Or you're going to have real people come out with some real evidence, because if there's people who are really having these interactions with Bigfoot, but yet they're not getting evidence and they're getting pushed up against the wall, sooner or later they're going to get mad. I hope, because at least that will bring enough change that either they will force themselves to get the evidence that they claim to be having that interaction, or they're going to quit because it's not real. And I think that's as simple as that, because if something's real and you're having the interaction, and you have a safe space where everyone is friendly and nice in this echo chamber, you have a lot of delusion and fantasy. And we need to smash open those echo chambers, and everyone needs to be exposed to the hard questions and truths, and we need some real answers and stuff. Some of this woo paranormal stuff, quite possibly real and stuff, but we need actual evidence from people showing us that what they're seeing and experiencing is real, not just stories, because You know, what are we gonna do? 60 more years of that stories and stuff. So I think you're gonna see more and more of it. Some of these tough conversations, tough questions, and people who live in the fantasy land who are gonna get their fantasy exposed to reality. So I think we have like two more videos, a couple more videos. One, two, two more. So let's get these down right. I'll take the sound off. So here you have a Bigfoot-like creature that looks kind of realistic, but still you can tell it's AI, and some of this stuff doesn't get prompted correctly. But again, lost Appalachian exploration footage. You know, some of these lost footages. And these creatures look kind of realistic, but some of them look like, you know, they are obviously fake, and there's some different stuff wrong with him. Like this guy, he starts running in reverse, and then he starts kind of running properly, but it looks janky and kind of lagging for a second, so you can tell it's fake, obviously. But some of these Bigfoot prompts, you know, look pretty realistic. Again, if you had them popping out barely out of some foliage and then slowly going back in, and you just had a little bit of face, you didn't show any fingers and nothing like that, you know, you might be able to fool someone pretty good. You know, you could fool someone pretty good if you had that face just pop out of the bushes and quickly go back in it with a little bit of shade and the lighting was good. I mean, that certainly looks a heck of a lot better than a mask. Than you know, Sasquatch Ontario's photographs of the Bigfoot on the fence that was just a mask, painted plastic mask. You know, some of this stuff, you know, would look pretty dang good, especially if you had, you know, from a researcher where people thought had integrity, you know, then you'd have that viral video, newsworthy. Oh my God, this really happened because so and so, and they're legitimate. Luckily, you know, we got these people who are known to be hoaxers or exaggerating Bigfoot videos. All right, so we're going to do one more video, and then I think we're going to cut it off for tonight. I want that to have sound. So this one doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to be. Wow. But if you find this on the actual, I think this one's on Instagram. There's a content creator who does hyper realistic, like, I don't know, alien life form, I think, with lights and stuff. But what she does with this, I think it's a female creator. They do stuff on Blender, so it's like a combination of animation, realistic photographs, and a little bit of AI generated prompt to create a hyper realistic creatures with like all these shining lights and stuff. There's different examples that I could have shown, but looks like it wouldn't have made a difference. Because they're buffering too much. But that particular creator does a lot of different stuff with very smooth movements. But there's one where it's like some type of like creature with like feathers, and it like flaps its wings, and it transforms into this other kind of shining bright creature, and it's very interesting. So some of the stuff is with like CGI and actual animation mixed in. So there's a bunch of different stuff. And thankfully, there's just people in the Bigfoot community are not good at that kind of stuff, and that don't have that much time to put into that kind of stuff, because we would get fooled heavily by some of these talented artists, because that's what they are, is they're artists creating some of that stuff. Really know what they're doing and have a lot of time and passion to put into it that would really make our heads scratch. So I'm glad and thankful that we don't have some of those people nefariously hoaxing us. But unfortunately, we will, as time goes by, have more people to fake the community because it's funny, it's easy, just because they want to see what happens. You know, sometimes you'll have people that just want to do it just because, you know, there's really nothing nefarious about it. You know, they're not trying to hurt someone's feelings or make money, but you know, they want to laugh, they want to have fun, they just want to throw the rock in the water and cause a splash. So if there's any questions, comments, concerns, anything else you guys want to talk about, you guys can put them in the chat and we will discuss them. We're going to have another show here Tuesday or Wednesday. Once I look through some more audio and stuff, we're going to probably put a little bit of audio stuff together, talk a little bit about some of the stuff, some of the trips that we had up north, some of the audio evidence that we got that I didn't show, haven't showed, but we talked about and stuff. And basically, we were on Pine Island Researchers Live at campsite, and we heard some howls and stuff, and it sounded pretty good at the time, but upon analyzing through the spectrogram and stuff, we realized it's a very canine sounding call, and in one of the calls there's a bark right at the end of it, and to me that's a coyote, 1000%. But of course, in the heat of the moment and next to the fire, we didn't hear that bark and stuff. So it's always important to have multiple recorders out and to analyze stuff, because you know, if we didn't have the other recorder and we didn't actually look at it properly, you know, we could have said, oh yeah, we got a vocalization on the live show. But until you actually look at it and dissect it, and then you realize, oh, there's a very subtle bark, canine bark at the end of this vocalization. Well, you know, that's a coyote. That's, unfortunately, that's what it is. And, you know, it's better to, of course, be honest and have integrity than to fake it and say, oh, no, that was real, man. No. And you then, you know, you can go back in the live show and watch it. It was real. So there's some of the stuff like that. The witness audio that I actually want to get that video and send it out to. I'm going to send it to a couple different people to see what they think about it first before I make it public. All right, so that is all the videos we did. So how do you guys like in the stream restreams platform and all this? It's kind of cool, different. Maybe we'll start seeing some other people start using this this platform instead of StreamYard. And I got a good feeling. I think this will grow pretty good. And yeah. All right, guys. So without that, I don't see no questions, comments, or concerns. Be on the lookout. Hopefully have some fresh, at least one fresh face on here that might co-host once in a while, once a month at least, maybe. We'll see. But might have good a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff that's in the works that I kind of don't want to talk about. I can, but there's a lot of stuff that is very awesome. A lot of opportunities coming with the Lost Cryptids Conservatory and other groups and people who have reached out to want to collaborate and do stuff. So I will be doing a live show on Abnormal Investigations channel. I think it was for that channel or it was for Abnormal Investigations channel on the 8th, I think, December 8th. So next month. So I got a live show with them, and then I got some other actual groups that I wanted to go out and we'll do some researching, maybe some new member potentially, some other stuff that we're doing. We got a trip that we're going to be taking in December, going up north. Hopefully it doesn't snow us in, get all crazy, but we'll be taking up to a different spot up north, with of course a lot of activity around the area, and hopefully something happens. We don't you never know until you just go and find out and get your feet wet. So we got a lot of different stuff. Been doing a lot of different stuff. Nothing crazy has happened, nothing like, oh my God, Bigfoot slammed a tree or nothing. I mean, I've been going out and there's nothing really I can say that proof positive was Sasquatch. There's stuff in the woods that there's sounds and stuff that happen, but you can't for say, sir, that's Bigfoot or any other thing. So, yeah. So, good to see you. Good to be back. Hopefully, I'll see you guys more. I appreciate that, Sandra Piper, and be on the lookout for tomorrow for if Nikki's doing a show. I'm not quite sure if she is. I think she might be. Be on the lookout for that show. If so, been hitting it out of the park. Take a look at subscribe to Pine Island Research with Jeff, and Squatch Talk's been doing a lot of good stuff. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. All right, I don't know. So we will see what happens tomorrow if Nikki does a show. I'll be in the chat when I get in the chat, and then we'll be going live like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. So everyone, God bless each and every one of you. Take care, and I will see you guys on the next live stream.